From all the places that I decided to visit, I was most skeptical about Medellin. After all, I'm not really crazy about cities, and this one didn't really had a good reputation. It was one of the most dangerous places in the 80s. But I've heard a lot of good things. They made a lot of steps forward, so after all, I decided to give it a try. So we arrived at Medellin yesterday evening. We took a hotel just 2 steps away from Plaza Botero. It looked like a great deal, 11 euros for 2 or for 4 with breakfasts. The price is the same. But yeah, don't expect it to be clean, unfortunately it's not. We are on the 8th floor. On the way to here, we saw unfortunately quite a lot of people taking drugs, and also the receptionist said that she doesn't recommend walking around by night. That's the view from the hotel. Botero made a huge impact on the city center. There are also some really interesting buildings and parks as well. But unfortunately it cannot get rid of the inglorious past. You were inspired to come here by a TV series Narcos, while you will soon land on a hard ground and learn the worst consequences of drugs on society. But if you came here to learn something more about it, be gentle about the topic. It's still kind of a taboo, so don't just throw it to the people's face. So in the city center of Medellin, we finally found a kid's and my boyfriend's paradise. Are you fine? Luckily there are really nice guides to help and explain about each experiment. Parque Explora was one of the most interesting things that we visited. You can easily spend here the whole day. It houses South America's larger freshwater aquarium, but the museum contains also over 300 interactive attractions, as well as 3D auditorium, planetarium, television studio and the vivarium. The gondolas are part of the public transport system, and they were built mainly to help people from poorer neighborhoods to come down to the city center for work purposes. This was also my favorite way to explore the city and to get the idea about how large it really is and how complicated it would be here to build a proper infrastructure, such as sewage system or other ways of public transport. We didn't went out of the stations and walk around because, as our local guide said, there are still a lot of invisible borders and you don't want to cross that, but certainly gives you a perspective of the city.